It was actually ready for release last year, Valentine's Day, but for some reason it got delayed to this year's Valentine's Day, and I thought it was perfect for Valentine's Day. It's a love story, and I have never written a happily ever after typical love story in my life ever. So this is the very first time I've done something like this. It's called A Kingdom for His Love. It's based on Bhasa's play, Sanskrit play, Swapna Vasavadatta. It's about King Udayana falling in love with his captor king's daughter, Princess Vasavadatta, and how they elope, basically. And of course there are many twists and turns, there's a surprise ending, and there are many things which are very specific to Udayana, which I don't want to talk about and spoil the fun for you. No, it is set in that period, and though we took a lot of trouble to get terms and phrases from the older times. I think sometimes we have goofed up. I mean, in one instance we've said mini waterfall, and later on I thought, oh my god, that didn't really go with it. But by and large, I would say, except for this one term that I just said, we have used language that goes with the period of that time, but the grammar of today. It is not a translation, literal translation, because we've gone in for we've gone in for multiple sources. Katha Sarit Sagara, then there's Udayana from Amar Chitra Katha, there's Bhasa's play itself. And we have taken a lot of details from all these material, and we've come up with the story. So I would say there is a lot of, and there's a lot of stuff that's open for interpretation, right? I mean, if you're writing, say, Surpanaka's story, then you would have, you would breathe in your own imagination into that. So there is a lot of stuff that's our own in this. It's a co-written book. It's Vani Mahesh and me, and Vani is a very well-known mythologist, and I mean, she calls me a literary writer. So I don't know if that's true, but so we've both brought our strengths to this book, and it was really the first time I've co-written. It's the first time I've written a happily ever after story, and it's the first time I've attempted what could be termed mythology. I think I wouldn't call it restriction, and if it is a restriction, I would call it a very sweet restriction, because I feel when you're writing realistic literature, when you're writing true to life stories or creative non-fiction, you are curtailed by the fact that you want to present what you know in the barest and the most honest way. But when you have a story, the template is already there, the structure is already there, you know what happens after what. You don't have much of a freedom with the major incidents, So I really like the fact that while we were writing the story, whatever we may have said, like we present Udayana as a young man who's a commitment phobic, very typically 21st century young man, and we have Vasavadatta, who is into martial arts, and the king is a very well-known veena player. So we have this gender crisscrossing, which could be very much concept from today. So I do think, yes, that the ending was already there, but I'm telling you, the ending is a surprise ending. It doesn't end in a very syrupy sweet way, but then we knew that it is a love story. The hero and the heroine, their eyes are going to meet across a crowded room, and there is going to be that moment where they feel they cannot live without each other. They'll pine and they'll sigh, but with all that, I felt that it was a very different way of writing, and I truly enjoyed that. I think there's an old world charm attached to certain way of talking. I mean, it isn't like how we text, where we try and crunch so much. I mean, YOU would become just a U. Here we had to go in for the longer variations or the older variations and the more respectful variations, where even when a person is insulting someone, there's a particular way of saying it. You couldn't let slang enter the picture. You couldn't let colloquialisms into the language. And even when we start off the book with King Pradyota, that is Vasavadatta's dad, relaxing on a particular sofa, and obviously it can't be a sofa of today. The upholstery would be totally different. So we had to even researched the kind of feathers, the softest and the most expensive bird feathers that at that time they would probably have inside a sofa. There is a lot of dialogue, and I would credit Vani with that. So she likes these action-oriented scenes, and she likes people talking to each other, and I would only have to just see that okay, so this conversation could have happened at that time, or how it flows generally. But I think yes, Vani did bring up a lot of conversation, a lot of dialoguing into the book. I think you need to have like serious chemistry between you both. I think that chemistry is what translated into the chemistry between Udayana and Vasudhadatta, because Vani and I were having a blast. We were having a lot of fun, and then we started to own these characters, and then we would say, oh, like even when we are talking about somebody else, we would say, oh, he's so much like Udayana, or she's so much like Vasudhadatta, and this is what he would have done, and this is what she would have done. So I think we lived with these characters for a year, almost 6 months of just talking about it and should we do it, and 6 months of actually getting down to it and doing it. I think that friendship, and plus the fact that our areas were pretty much demarcated. She was doing all the research, she can read Sanskrit, which I can never, and she was looking at multiple sources, and she was telling me things like, there are these details, do we need them or not need them, and then we would take a call on that. So though the understanding was, the basic understanding was that we are going to write a book that's going to be really entertaining, it was also important that we be entertained while writing it. I think everything like this in life that happens, it happens just like that, you really don't know. I mean, you would ask me about BLF, and I would, Vikram and I were like, I don't know when it exactly started, which moment, which date. There's a lot of conversation that happens before that, a lot of coffee that has to be drunk before that. So I think between Vani and me, we were thinking about various mythological ideas and thinking of collaborating and writing something together, and that's when we came to know that Amar Chitra Katha is doing this. I have worked with Amar Chitra Katha before, and she also works with them as a freelance comic writer. So since we had these associations, and when they said they wanted to do something, get into novels, which I don't know why they didn't do before, because they're such an authentic and original voice in Indian mythology. When they decided that, and when we were thinking that, it somehow kind of happened together, and then I think to come to Swapna Vasudhadatta, it may have taken some time. I don't know, there were many talks between us and them, and between Vani and me, and then we offered them a list of ideas, and I don't know who suggested this, frankly, because maybe we did, maybe they did, but finally when it came down to this, it just clicked, and once it clicked, we can't really recall the moment how we arrived at it, because it just felt like a right fit the minute we heard it. Technically no, it's a second. They have just gotten into novels, they've just diversified into novels. The first one was called Counter Theft, and this is the second one.